Hey everybody, welcome to Ask Dr. Testosterone, starring Dr. George Tsoulianos and brought to you by his awesome book, The Bible of Bodybuilding 2, over 700 pages, packed with everything you need to know about training, nutrition, supplementation, PED use. That is on Amazon.com. And while you're on Amazon.com, get my book, Real Bodybuilding. Wow, what an awesome book. And now, all the way from Athens, Greece, where it is 9:02 p.m., Dr. George Tsoulianos. How are you, doctor? What's that? What's that shirt? Oh, now I'm finally seeing what it's.
It's a month's mine. Yeah, it's right.
And it's a woman. Yeah, it's like
month, every morning his unconscious thinks of sexual thing with women, you know. So this is a guy. This is actually Sigmund Freud, and this is the vagina.
No, it's a woman. So yeah. His eye is the vagina, the bush.
Yeah.
Or we just call it a bush. Yeah,
I was wearing this as a medical student, and my sister dig it up, you know.
Yeah, wow. You couldn't wear that today. You'd be arrested in the U.S. if you wore anything like that.
Yeah, very sexist.
We're very woke. Yeah, well, that is, I get that. But I don't know if did you catch any of the Masters, Mr. Olympia?
Yeah, so the winner was 100%. He was the guy that I was able to watch him as a 212 Olympia in 2019, my first Olympia, from Algeria, also from Syria.
Libya.
I'm sorry. Yeah, excellent. He still remaining excellent structure, you know. Even the glutes are very tight.
I mean, 51. I thought he was 52. He's turning 52 in November, but still, there's no wrinkles, there's no loose skin.
Arguably, he could, I mean, match with Dexter. Why not?
Well, Dexter's done. He's
Dexter in his last day, in his last year.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Well, Dexter wasn't the best Dexter.
Now we're talking about Supermasters now, or Lebroni in his second appearance, you know.
Yeah. Oh, Kamal still looks. I think he looks better now than he ever has, and he's been competing for 30 years.
Maturity, but the skin still looks okay, tight. No. Yeah. By the way, did you see the Jay Cutlass with the Regan Rhymes guest polling?
Yeah.
You know, he was still having the same kind of the loose skin when he was doing this, like myself. I was worried about, but it happens in people over 50.
Yeah. I
mean, but Kamal was not like this.
No.
I don't know. Maybe he carb loaded a lot, and the skin was very tight.
You know what I think it is, George? Is Kamal? This is the heaviest he's ever been. He was 222 pounds for this win. When he was an amateur for many years, I think he represented Qatar and Libya. He was competing, I think, between like 190 and 200 for most of those years.
Yeah, about 4 years ago in Orleans Arena, he was
12.
That weight.
Yeah. Well, he was 212. He got up to 212 eventually. Yeah. But I'm saying he's not. Jay used to be a lot bigger.
So he's going to have. So when you downsize, you have some extra skin.
Yeah. You ever see the people that were like 800 pounds? And they lose all the weight, and then they have like all this skin.
They do the plastic surgery. Yeah. Perhaps it's also myself the same. Perhaps because I was 220 for years, and now I'm 200. Yeah.
My wife said, your ass is half the size it used to be, and your legs are half the size. I said, thank you. What a great compliment. But it's true.
But small dogs live longer. You have to know this. It's not about size anymore in your 50s. It's about health. Yeah, and 90% of your schoolmates are half of your size.
True, except the fat ones. They're big. But anyway, I don't know. Can I even say fat anymore? That might be a bad word. All right, well, we got some crazy questions this week, Doctor. I want to get into this first one because I've never heard this in my life. How effective are pumpkin seeds at prostate reduction? So I guess he means if you have an enlarged prostate, would that result? But along with LDL and HDL reducing effect. So he's taking 20 grams a day of, I guess it must be a pumpkin seed extract or something. I've never heard of it.
I never experienced that. I have no idea.
Pumpkin seed.
For the prostate.
Yeah.
So listen, the most two effective supplements as a prevention is saw palmetto and lycopene.
Oh. Was it saw palmetto too?
Saw palmetto, it's supposed to cut off the DHT as another, as a supplement, as a herb. And also lycopene against the prostatic cancer. So I don't know something else which is very powerful and more notorious than those two supplements. I've been on supplemental since I was competing in 2000. And lycopene also is in tomato, but pumpkin seed, no, I have no idea.
Yeah, this is the first I've heard of pumpkins being used for anything other than, Halloween decorations and pumpkin pie, pumpkin spice latte that the people are drinking at the coffee shop. All right, well, here's your question. We get this every week, I know. How to do a proper PCT after test and Deca cycle for 12 weeks at, looks like he was doing 350 milligrams test, 200 milligrams Deca. I've heard Nandrolone takes a couple of weeks to come off completely. So what do you suggest? 12-week cycled in 3 weeks TRT, testo dose, then PCT? What do you have to do as a PCT if you take only oral steroids, SARMs? Let's save that for last, but does it matter? Test and Deca, obviously people combine
The
those all
half-life
the
on
time.
Nandrolone is really long. So I think 2 weeks are necessary to clear off. And then start, as you said, HG and then SERMs. Now, if you do orals and no testosterone, you can try the clomiphene and Novodex, the SERMs.
Okay.
I'm not sure now how well there will be a recovery. But definitely, if you use testosterone, you're going to need the HGG to kick your balls also.
Yeah. I mean, we've said this before, but oral only cycles. Do you know anyone that's done well with that? I mean, you've seen blood work on people that have done oral only.
Well, very simple. Proviron, anavar, also some testosterone cream, or andriol, which is also used to be testosterone in orals. But people are using, orals because they don't have it with injections. They're not hardcore. It's very convenient for them. So I put them on clomiphene for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. I mean,
But even even the low androgenic steroids in the long run will suppress to a degree. There's no zero suppression. Even the SARMs suppress.
SARMs.
Even Proviron suppress.
I mean, well, Provirons, we can't get that without a prescription, but SARMs, people are still getting SARMs here. I don't know how. I thought they were illegal, but all these people are still talking about they're taking SARMs. I don't know how that's still legal. All right, let's get back to the questions. Doc, for a test and Deca cycle, what ratio would you recommend running it to reduce side effects? A 2-to-1 ratio test to Deca?
Yeah, we said that. Connor said that. 2-to-1 for 6-5.
Okay.
Otherwise, if you don't want to lose energy out of sex, just use a 1-and-1, because double the amount of steroid could be even 1 gram if you use half a gram of Deca, which is a lot of gear inside of you.
That's 1,500 milligrams right there. Second part of his question, would once weekly injections of Deca be sufficient, or do you recommend at least twice weekly injections with Deca?
Yeah, so weekly can be good because also Deca and Equipose are very long lasting. Then comes also Propionate. So you can do it, yeah. Definitely 3 times a week is overkill. Okay, we split also the week in half for Deca and NFA, but it's also acceptable to inject a larger dose once a week that you're going to have fair amount of compound within you even 7 days after.
My logic, my meathead brain says, if I'm going to inject testosterone twice a week, like maybe, or every 4 days, that's what I do. I might as well put the little bit of Deca in there both times too, because I already have a needle that's going into me. I'm already injecting. Why not just put it all on one needle? So that's what I do is milliliter, 1 ml of test and a half ml of Deca every 4 days. Works fine. It's not in medical advice, guys. He's the doctor, not me. I'm just the juice head here. So don't do it just because I said to do it. Speaking of which, that leads us right into the next question. If I mix in the same syringe a long ester like Test Undecanoate, Nebido, with a fast ester like Test Propionate, will the carrier oil from the propionate make the undecanoate enter my system faster and feel it sooner?
So you mix undecanoate with propionate. Yeah, the propionate will kick faster, definitely. This is what system it looks like.
Propionate's going to come faster, but it's not going to make the Nebido work any faster. It's not going to change.
No way.
Okay,
one separate the other. It's like, for instance, water and oil. They don't mix each other. Okay. In time of pharmacokinetics. So one half-life is completely different to the other. One ester is different to the other. The propionate releases way faster and much more compound rather than the undecanoate.
Just, I always loved the idea of the blends like Sustanon because you had the
Now
different
listen,
esters.
the good thing about the blend is that you have a kick and fast and slower,
Yeah.
but it's not a solid, steady half-life like cypionate, anything.
Sure.
One stop that goes 5 to 7 days out and will start taking day 2 or day 3. But after a while, after a couple of weeks, it will still remain in your body no matter what.
Right. Yeah. We've had that. I mean, I've had this conversation with so many people. Once the test is in your system, it's been there for a couple of weeks. It's all the
Exactly.
same. It's cypionate,
If you
undecanate,
don't miss your
enanthate.
doses, no, you're
Yeah.
like a clock.
Right. But it's propionate. If you're only using propionate, now
It comes out faster.
you got to inject every other day, or that stuff's gone. All right, next one.
Today, I'm sorry about this. Today at the office, there was somebody who was competing. He said he was injecting actually propionate 400 milligrams, and in his blood, it was just 300 total testosterone. It means he was ripped off. He was just injecting oil, underground stuff.
Oh,
So I told him, why the hell don't you inject anavar from the pharmacy? He said, I was supposed to inject the long esters during cutting. I said, of course, depends on your diet and how much of these you're using. Do you believe that FBB pros, when they leave Greece or Europe and go to the States to compete, they inject propionate? It's going to be gone in the airplane. So they inject a long-lasting ester, and they take massive amounts of, they're low in carbs, really depleting, and they look super dry. So use the legitimate stuff, because if testosterone is fake, imagine about Primo, halotestin, Masteron, those very notorious compounds. It's nothing. It's something much cheaper inside.
Yeah. If test is the cheapest drug, the cheapest raw powder, if they can't, if somebody is selling fake tests, they're a scumbag. How rotten a person you have to be to not even give people tests. I could see being an asshole and saying, here's Primo, but it's actually test, but you're giving them just oil. You suck, whoever you are. That's our next question. How can I tell if my gear is fake? I use underground lab testosterone and the Greek Provirion from Bayer. Could it be that instead of Proviron, I have Dianabol? Is Proviron easily faked? How about testosterone? A coach once told me no one knows what's inside my underground vial, and instead of testosterone, I might have Nandrolone. Can this be true?
I've written this in Anabolics, and also in Muscular Development magazine, and also in the website. And I've explained this also previous times. So we need to use separately each compound and do lab works before and after. With Proviron, we should not have excess estrogen. We should have a crash on SHBG and liberation of free testosterone. With testosterone, we should have low LH, total testosterone high, and estrogen also high. Now, Deca is supposed to increase some prolactin, perhaps not the reduction of SHB that much, but testosterone will cross SHBG. Deca is not aromatized that much like testosterone. And of course, we have the roid kit test from Bill Welling.
Yeah. The good thing about Mr. Llewellyn's test, the roid test kit, it will tell you exactly what you have, right? So if you think you have primobolan and you test it and it comes out as testosterone, I got screwed. But I don't think it tells you the strength, the potency,
A little bit.
Oh, it does. Okay. Because that's where your blood work will probably help you out, because if you think you're taking a gram of test a week and your test levels or your total test is only like 500 or something, you're not on a gram of test a week. There's no way. So, but yeah, that's a good, the roid test kit, guys.
And of course, if you take an anavar and they have each nipples, it's Dianabol.
Yeah, anavar, that's why it's so risky for women, because women, they all look for anavar. Every woman that I ever talked to, like, hey, can you get me some anavar? Where's it? How do I get anavar? A lot of the anavar out there is not anavar, because anavar is about 10 times more expensive to produce, the raw powder, everything, than Dianabol.
Once I was trying anatol from Turkey. It was the only compound I hadn't used, plus methyltrianolone. So after the cycle, I was working as a resident in the hospital, And I drew blood for myself. I said, what the fuck? I mean, my labs, my liver is still fine. Is this how?
Wow. How much anadrol did you think you were
50
taking?
milligrams, but I mean, it's toxic. Come on, it's
Yeah,
toxic.
yeah, yeah,
If you
sure.
take 50 of Winstol, your liver is going up. But anadrol is worse than Winstol. So what the heck inside?
You were in Turkey at the time, right?
No, it was
Oh,
brought
okay.
by Turkey because
Okay.
the original anadrol comes also from Turkey.
Okay.
Anadrol 50, yeah.
Anapolin, was that what it was called?
Anapollon, yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean that stuff was like gold. People used to always try to get the Turkish anadrol over here for some reason.
But in America, it was the Anadrol 50 super, super strong.
Yeah, that was the old Searle. Is that who made anadrol?
In Greece, we used to have anasterone.
Okay.
Very strong, yes.
Well, the drugs in the old days were way better. We know this. All right. Here we go. What is the best ratio between total testosterone, estradiol, free testosterone, SHBG, and prolactin for the best libido ever? For example, my total testosterone is 2,800, free testosterone is 70, estradiol 55, SHBG 16, prolactin 8.52. What should I change to have the best sex drive possible?
I think nothing because the testosterone is super high. Free testosterone is also over the roof. Estradiol is within the range. I mean, for some people, we should check out sensitive estradiol, but it looks good, the estrogens. Now, if you increase it more the estrogens, for some, it may increase the libido. Now, in order to increase the estrogens, either you increase more the testosterone, otherwise you can introduce HG. But an HG actually is a libido enhancer. SHBG is super high. You don't need to get it lower. Prolactin is within range.
I want to hear in the comments, either from this guy, sir, who asked question, anybody who wants their libido higher. I want to know why, because I don't get it. Why would you want a high, unless you have a girlfriend or a wife who has a much higher sex drive than you, and you're trying to match that. But most of the guys I know have the same or higher drive than the women. So why would you want a higher sex drive? I don't get it. I can understand, yeah, someone wants to perform better or this and that, but why would you want a higher sex drive? You'll just be out of your mind thinking about sex like 24/7. You won't get anything done. Trust me. You'll be on Pornhub all day. Anyway, last question. I have a prescription for Nutropin HGH, but it's only for 1 IU a day. It was suggested by Dr. Serrano to take 2 IUs every other day, 20 to 30 minutes before I train, instead of 1 IU every day, first thing in the morning. My main goal is anti-aging and to help gaining a bit of muscle. Which one should he do?
So anti-aging and gaining muscle, two different directions. Anti-aging is about longevity and rejuvenation. So that means low dose, better to split the dose. And the muscle growth is spike in IGF-1 that comes after 4 IUs. So yes, you need to use a single dose, which is higher, but still 2 are not enough.
Yeah.
Now about the pre-workout, I cannot explain. I mean, if I'm gonna meet again Dr. Serrano, will ask him. I think a GH has to be injected in low blood sugar state, like post-workout, first in the morning. And also you can use it in order for better recovery before bed. But because it's hyperglycemic, you need to use it with low serum glucose state. Now, I was interested in why pre-workout works. IGF-1 also is useful post-workout because it's hyperglycemic. So after you eat post-workout, you need to take IGF-1. That's all.
Yeah,
But for the aging, use low dose. For fat burning, also split the doses so you can use also low dose. For muscle growth, you need to use larger doses.
Yeah, 1 IU a day is not going to do anything for muscle growth.
Yeah.
But wow, I would try to get a better prescription. Do it if you can. my plot, my scheme. Anyway,
You
that's
still
all.
taking GH?
Yeah, I got some more underground. It's got the blue caps. So I do. Here's my scientific method. So every little bottle with the powder, you put an IU, 1 IU of bacteriostatic water in, and that gives you 10
1
IUs.
ml, 1 ml, yeah.
1 ml, yeah. So it gives you 10 IUs of growth in one bottle after you mix the water. So I take 4 insulin pens, and I divide it into 4. I take 4, so I do 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5. So every morning when I wake up, 2.5 units of growth hormone. And yeah, I'll shred it.
You know, your delts are separating great. Your traps, your upper chest.
If the rest of me look like
Pretty
this,
good.
I'd be
53, 53.
I'll be 54 in what's today, August 28th, as we're recording this, September 21st. So everybody get your gift cards ready. Yeah, 54. Yeah, imagine that. Well, you can imagine now you're 50. 50 used to be old. You sound like really old to you, right? When you were young, 50, you couldn't imagine being 50, right?
Was too far from me, yeah.
Yeah, when you're like 20, 30, like 50 years old. Oh my God. I can almost imagine being 60 now. Almost. Not quite, but I'm like, it's not that
You
old. I'm
know,
not.
we want to be like Sly and Arnie.
Oh yeah.
Macho guys in the 70s.
Well, he's 76 years old. Look at him. He's awesome. I still watch his movies. Yeah.
You
all the
watch
time.
it on Netflix, right?
Yeah. I haven't watched his show. No. Is it good?
The Netflix by Arnold.
Oh, the
Documentary.
Arnold one. Oh, I watched the Arnold documentary, the 3-part. Yeah, part 1 was awesome. Part 2 was
Very
awesome.
inspiring.
Part 3, I don't care about the politics, like him being a politician. But
But
part
he
1,
still trains. He said, though, I don't take off my shirt. I don't care about that, the loose skin, but I love the pump and I like to be jacked.
did you see him working out with Ronnie Coleman?
Yeah.
That was awesome. Yeah, it wasn't planned. I think they just happened to both be there at the same time. Yeah, cool. Very, very cool
He has a
stuff.
personal gym, Arnold, in his ranch.
Oh yeah, well that was at Gold's Venice though. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd go back out there. Anyway, that's our show for this week. Appreciate you doing it very late at night like this, guys. It's very late over there. He's 7 hours ahead of me, and yeah, cool shirt. So, guys, if you have questions for next week, please leave them in the comments below. We'll get to them, we promise. And of course, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, turn your notifications on, do all that stuff. And Doctor, thank you so much every week, doing a really good service for the people around the world who they have no one else to get this information from that actually knows what they're talking about.
We think next week we have the Italy Pro.
I don't think so. No, I think
Regan Rhymes is competing, huh?
I don't think I'm pretty sure that's not until the weekend after that. So I think we have September 3rd. So we have a bunch of shows in a row. Italy, and I think the European Pro, I want to say that's going to be in Spain, probably. I'm guessing. Then there's a show in France the weekend after that. Then there's another show in Italy the weekend after that. We got 2 Italy shows coming up. And then, yeah, the Legion Sports. And then that's it till the Olympia. Yeah.
So no more states. Huh? No more US.
One more. We have one more show here. It's not till October 7th in Reno, Nevada, the Legion Sports.
That's the last one, the last qualifier.
Yeah. So the one in Italy the next day is not a qualifier for this year. It's for next year. Isn't that crazy? Same weekend, but one day you can qualify for 2023. The next day is for 2024. Isn't that wacky? That's how they did it. Yeah. Well, we could say. So anyway, Doctor, thank you so much for staying up late for this one. Appreciate it. Everyone in the US, have a happy and safe Labor Day this coming weekend. And that's it. Thank guys for watching Ask Dr. Testosterone with Dr. George Tuliatos, and we'll see you here next time. Hey, did you like that video? Smash that like button, subscribe to MD, and please comment down below. Thanks for watching.